Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel Sai World Learn Math Fun. Today we are going to see about rounding off method and the properties of a whole number. Only one property we are going to see. In the next upcoming video I will be uploading another two more properties. So first, coming to the topic rounding off. What do you mean by rounding off? Rounding off means finding the estimated value or approximate value. For example, if you have arranged a birthday party, if you are aware that you will be getting 45 of your friends will be coming and attending the birthday party, means you will order a cake or chocolate either for 45 or you will round it off to the nearest number. Obviously what we'll do is we'll order for 50 numbers of a cake or chocolate, whatever it might be. So that is the approximate value, or rounding it. It is a rounding it or finding the estimated value. So first is how to find the rounding off method to nearest tens. So if number is given, if you want to round it to the nearest tens, what you should do is first you should see the ones place. If the ones place number is from 1 to 4, if it ends with 1, 2, 3 or 4 in the ones place, then you will round it the given number to the same tens value. For example, if it is 34, you will round it to 30. If the ones place is between 5 and 9, then we will round it to the next tens value. For example, if it is 49, we will round it to 50. This is rounding off to the nearest tens. If you understand this basic nearest 10 rounding method, it will be easy for you to find the rounding off to nearest 100 as well as 1000. So whatever it might be, if you need to round it to the nearest tens, you will be seeing the ones value. If you need to round it to the nearest 100, then you need to see the tens value. For example, if the number is given as 425 and if they ask you to round it to the nearest 100, then you will see the tens value. If the tens value is from 1 to 4, then you will round it to the same 100 value. For example, if it is 425, the tens value is 2, so you will round it to 400. If the tens value is between 5 and 9, then you will round it to the next hundreds value. Example, 879 means here the tens value is 7. So you will round the 800 to the next hundreds value, that is 900. In the same way, for rounding off to the nearest 1000 also, if the hundreds value is from 1 to 4, you will write the same thousands value. If it is 4258, you will round it as 4000. If it is 8796, you will round it to the next thousands value, that is 9000. I think you are clear with this rounding off method. In question, they will not be asking as round it to the nearest tens or round it to the nearest 100. They will ask estimate the given number to the nearest tens. Find the estimated value to the nearest 100. In such way, you will be getting the question. Next topic is about properties of a whole number. As in the previous video itself, I have explained what do you mean by a whole number. That is, number starting from 0 and it goes to endless, 0, 1, 2, 3 and it is endless. That is whole number. In that whole number, we have some properties. This is applicable for natural number also, and integers, rational numbers, everything. So in each video, we will be seeing each topic, each properties for each number. So in this video we are going to see about closure property for whole number under all the 4 operations. First is for addition. So when we take two whole numbers and if we add the two whole numbers, the sum will obviously be a whole number. When you add any two whole number, for example 2 6 or 10 20 or any greater number also, 100 200 1000 5000 5 lakh, any whole number if you take and if you add, the sum will always be a whole number. So we can say that the whole number is closed under addition. That means it satisfies this property. The addition of two whole numbers satisfies this property. Next operation is subtraction. When we subtract two whole numbers, the difference may be a whole number or sometimes may not be a whole number. We may get integer, that is negative value also. For example, if we subtract a smaller number from a greater number, we will get the value as positive. If we subtract greater number from a smaller number, the difference will be 100%, it will be in negative value. So the difference may be a whole number or may not be a whole number. In such case, we will say that the whole number is not closed under subtraction. And the next operation is multiplication. So in multiplication, if we multiply any two whole number, the product will always be a whole number. So we say that the whole number is closed under multiplication. In division, when we divide two whole number, the quotient may be a whole number or may not be a whole number. It may be in decimal, that is before decimal is fraction, that is a rational number. So the whole number is not closed under division. You may ask, in some cases we are getting whole number, so in some cases only we are not getting, then why can't we say that it is closed? The property means it should satisfy in all the condition, then only we can say that it is closed. So in general, for closure property, if we see, only under addition and multiplication the whole number is closed. For subtraction and division, the whole number is not closed under those operations. Next is about the identity value. We have two identities, for example additive identity and multiplicative identity. What do you mean by an additive identity? That means any number, if it is added with 0, then the sum will be the same number. In such cases, we call 0 as additive identity. And same as multiplicative identity. Any number multiplied with 1, the product will be the same number. Hence, 1 is called as the multiplicative identity. So, in this video, we have seen how to round off a number to the nearest tens, hundreds, thousands. Then about the properties, that is closure property for a whole number under addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Then additive identity and multiplicative identity. These properties you will learn in 6th standard, and this will be continued for rational numbers in 8th standard. So be clear with this topic, understand and then learn whatever it is. If you can't understand, then repeat the video once again and see. Without understanding, please don't by heart or mark up anything. It will not be everlasting thing if you by heart anything without understanding. So thank you viewers. If you like this video, post like, comment, share and subscribe the video. So in the next video, we will see about commutative property and associative property for rational numbers as well as whole number. Thank you friends.